The Torah portion.
You're very. You don't feel they don't.
The Torah portion, Chayei Sarah.
Thank you.
We're the fifth reading. We continue the story of the engagement of Yitzchak to Rivka. The first shidduch, the first, I don't know how you say shidduch.
Recorded matchmaking.
First matchmaking, thank you. Right? Yeah, the first matchmaking. And worked out pretty good. We're here today, descendants of first match. And by Eliezer, Eved Avram Anochi, servant of Avram. Okay, we're in chapter 24, verse 53 for the fifth reading. Eved, and the Eved, the servant, took out clay kesev, implements, vessels, objects of silver, clays of, and objects of gold, begodim and clothing. Eat and Rivka, and he gave it to Rivka. Amigdonis nasen la achiha oleima, and he gave migdonis, which is delicious delicacies, fruit. We learned last night about fruit trees, right? Mm-hmm. Are you a fruit tree? Are you a fruit tree? Yeah, you are? Yeah, you're a fruit tree? Okay, good. Yeah. Glad to hear that. Okay.
I'm a mango tree.
Huh?
I'm a mango tree.
You're a mango tree. I don't know if it's only mangoes, you got to be all fruits.
Oh, okay.
From last night's class.
I find it incredible that they actually had silver and gold utensils, The thing that they were able to do it technically.
Yeah. Well, it's malleable. They have to probably heat it up to mold and put into a mold or something, right?
Yeah, it's not simple.
Yeah. Yeps. All right, 53 in Rashi Migdonois, delicacies, Lashem Migodim means delicacy, Shu'imai that were brought with him, Mini Perishal Eretz. Those are a variety of fruit from the land of Israel. Okay. V'yalinu, sorry, next verse. V'yoichlu, they ate, v'yisht, and they drank. Who? Him, the Nashim, and the men, Asher Imar, that were with him. V'yalinu, and they stayed over the night. Yakumu, and they got up in the morning. V'yomer, and he said, Shalchuni ladoni, send me off to my master. Right? Obviously with the maiden. Rashi in 54, and they spent the night called Lina Shebimikra. The word Lina in the Torah means Lina's Laila, means staying overnight. Staying overnight. Okay.
One night only.
Yeah, one night, exactly. 55, Vayemer Achiham, and her brother said, V'ima, and the mother, they said, Te Shevanira, let the maiden stay Itanu together with us. Yamim. Yamim literally means days. We'll see. Rashi is going to explain what it means. Oi Asar, or 10. Right? We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Acher Telech. And afterwards she shall go. In other words, back in the day, you prepared for the wedding, right? So this is the idea of preparing, in advance.
Huh? I thought it was more of the Shiva for the death of her father.
No. Why would you? No, let's see Rashi, you'll see. Where was Besuel? Where's the father? The father's not mentioned, right? He was there before. Right, so if he wanted. He wanted to prevent Rivka from going with Eliezer, Malach, and the angel came to Misa and killed him. Don't start up with Eved Avram Anochi. Don't start up. Yamim, days, literally. So Rashi interprets it shana as a year. As we do have in the Torah later on in Vayikra and Leviticus, the term that days will be the redemption, which means years. As it was the custom back then, right? That Rivka's mother and brother asked to postpone for a year. That way, we give time for her to prepare for the wedding. 12, which is 12 months. The finance is to provide for herself the takshitim with adornments and everything that's necessary for the wedding. Yeah, she has to learn the halachas, everything that's necessary. Also, or 10. Asara chadash, in 10 months. And if you'll say, Yami means days, literally, right? And you should stay here, several days. It's not the manner of a person to make a request, to ask for a small thing, and if they don't want, means they give us greater than that. In other words, if Yami means literally days, a few days, and 10 means 10 days, right? It can't mean that because you don't first ask for a little and then you ask for more. First, you ask for more. And if the more isn't satisfied for you, then give us little, right? So that's why Rashi proving that the word yami means a year. Okay, 56. And he said to them, if you're going to delay me, and Hashem has made me successful in my path, right, my mission, shalchuni, just send me. And I will go to my master. Right? Send me off. He doesn't mean send me off by myself. Obviously, on his own, he could go on his own, right? Meaning with her. And they said, Nikra Lanaira, let us call the maiden, Nishala Alpia, and we'll ask her, what does she want? Right? This is what we want, but let's see what she wants. 57 in Rashi, Nishala Alpia, we'll ask her, and she'll make the decision. Mikan, from here we learn, She'emesin is the Isha, that we don't marry off a woman, Elamidaita, unless she gives consent. I don't get that exactly, because this is what she wanted. They were ready to marry off. The question was if she's only going to stay for a year or 10 months, right? Or not, right? So how's Rashi prove from this that this is, something that you need to ask? It should have been asked earlier, not now. Seemingly now it's not to ask, do you want to get married to this guy? The question now is, do you want to go now or wait 10 or 12 months and then get married? Right? So I don't see how Rashi gets a proof from this. Okay. So we won't sleep tonight because we have a question. Um, 58. And the verse 58. V'yikru leRivka, and they called for Rivka, v'yomru aleh, and they said to her, Haselchi, to go im ha'ish, to go with the man, hazeh, this man, v'temer elech, and she said, I'll go. V'temer elech, and she said, I will go in Rashi in 58, me'atzmi, on my own. In Chemreitzim, even if you don't wish that I go, I will go. In other words, she should have simply just said yes, right? That means I will go. But what's the emphasis in that? So Rashi's picking up from that is that she said, I will go even if you don't. Yeah, you don't want me to go. Yishalfu is Rivka 59, and they sent off Rivka, Achosim, their sister, Besmin Nikta, and also the wet nurse, Besev and Avram, and the servant of Avram, Besanashav, and his people. 60, V'yivorch, who is Rivka, and they blessed Rivka. V'yomru la, and they said to her, Achaseinu ad, our sister, you are, Heyi l'alfei revava, may you be for thousands of myriads. v'yiresh zarech, and they should, your offspring should inherit the gates of one's enemies, of its enemies. Rashi in 60. And may you be thousands of myriads. May you and your offspring receive that blessing. As it said, as was said to Avram Bahar Maria, Mount Moriah.
That makes me feel better.
Right. Was said to Avram at Mount Moriah, right, which is Temple Mount. Harbe zarech. I will surely increase your offspring. Yiratzeh, may be God's will. May that offspring be from you, right? Now there's the blessings already there, but it doesn't mean she's going to be the one, right? Could be there's going to be someone else that will be also in the, as a progenitor of the Jewish people. So they gave a blessing that she should be the one, but not from another woman, which in fact that's what it was, right?
Look like a reference from Sarah,
What do you mean?
which says when the Hagar says maybe will come from you, the descendants of Abraham.
No, it won't come from. It won't become right. In other words, by Avraham, it could have come from a Hagar. It was never was to, right? Right. So she be the only one. Yep.
Because she couldn't have children also for 10 years.
Yeah.
How much is myriads?
Interesting.
Myriads, thousands.
It's thousands?
Yeah.
It's not a precise number of myriads. Myriads is
I don't
not
know.
a precise number.
I don't know. You have to ask Chat GTP.
GTP. It seems like a symbolic number.
It just means, it's thousands or tens of thousands. I don't know. We have to look it up.
Okay.
It's plural.
All right.
No. Now, Alfei Revava is myriads. Alfei is thousands. So it's two separate, it's thousands of myriads, right?
Mm.
Okay. 61. Okay. V'talkam Rivka, and Rivka got up in Araseha, and her maidens, v'tikhavena al hagamolim, and she rode upon the camels. V'telachna achrei ha'ish, and she went after the man. V'yikach ha'eved, and the servant took as Rivka. He took Rivka v'yelech. Interesting, like she just rode after him. So why does it have to say that he took her? She was coming after him. Rashi doesn't say anything. Yitzchak ba mi bay me'er lachai rayi. Yitzchak, he was coming from having gone from the Be'er lachai rayi, v'hu yesh be'eretz Negev, and he was dwelling in the south of the land. Rashi in 62, mi bay be'er lachai rayi, having gone to the Be'er Shahalach, why was he gone there? Lahavvi Hagar, to bring Hagar, La Avram Aviv, to Avram his father. She is in it that he should marry her. Wow. Why? How does Rashi get that from here?
Wow.
So that place is associated. Because she was by that well. Remember, crying out, right? The last time we had her, right? So he went to that place. We had that place already mentioned earlier when she was with the Ishmael, right? So she was, it's a reference to her and the place that she was. That's why Rashi says that he went to bring her back. Remember, Sarah already passed away, right? And we're going to see after this what's going to happen, right? In tomorrow's teachings will be V'yosef Avram, and he preceded Avram, added, and he took a wife, and her name is Keturah, and as Rashi says, Keturah is Hagar. How do we know that? Because over here, this is where he went to get her, where she was before.
Was she saying?
Yeah. Continuing in Rashi, Yeshe Be'eretz HaNegev, he was dwelling in the region of the south, Karav Loisei Be'er, close to that well. Shenemar, as it says, V'yisa Misham Avram Artzak HaNegev, that Avram journeyed to the south. Yeshe ben Kadesh ben Shur, that he settled between Kadesh and Shur. That was earlier, right? V'sham Hayaber, and that's where the well was. Shenemar, Hine ben Kadesh ben Bared. Okay. 63. Yitzchak. And Yitzchak went out to meditate in the field. It's actually a reference for him prayer. Leaf nice Erev before the evening, which is Mincha time.
Yes.
And that's why he's related with Mincha. Right? Yaakov, he's related, as we will see in a couple of parshas, Yifka b'makom, and he slept there. He came to the place, he prayed there. It was nighttime. He's related to Marid. And Avram, Amacham, was daytime when he prayed to God for Sodom and Gomorrah, last week's parsha. Right? And he picked up his eyes, VR, and he saw, and the camels are coming. That's funny. That's what he sees, camels. I guess maybe though they're large and you can see them, and the people wasn't so clear. Rashi lasuach, to meditate. Lashon tefillah is a language of prayer. Kama yishbach sichai, as it says in Tehillim, that he poured out his heart in a conversation with God. 64, Batisa, and he looked up, Rivka looked up, As say now her eyes, Vatera, and she saw Yitzchak, Vatipol, and she slid Me'ala Gamal, from off the camel. Rashi in 64, Yitzchak, she saw Yitzchak, she saw how splendid he looked, and he was astounded by him. Betipol, so she slipped off. Ashmita Atzma, she lowered herself down, to the ground. Kitargumai, as Unkeles translate, Be'isra Vinas, which means Atosa Atzma La'aretz, that she inclined herself to the earth, but she did not reach until the ground. Like tilt your jug. Akivini, Shamayim, Archim, Lashemuta La'aretz means tilting towards the ground. Yutal. I was just bringing different examples. Galaimar, Imyato La'aretz, Yagia Adakarka. Okay. So she didn't quite come down to the ground. She's like, still like in the clouds. 65. Batamer Elavid, and she said to the servant, Mi ha'ish, who is the man, halazeh, this man, ha'hoylech b'sada, that's going in the field, l'krasenu, to greet us. But Yemer Ayavid, and the servant said, Hu adeni, he is my master. B'tikach hatzai v'tikas. So she took the cover, and she took the cover, and she covered herself. Rashi in 65, she covered herself. El, the third person, singular feminine, kaver, that she was buried, shaver, it was broken. Right? 66. And he related the servant, Yitzchak, to Yitzchak. It's called Advarim, all of the things, Asher Asa, that he did. Rashi, he told over Gila loy, he revealed to him Nis Mishnasa loy, all the miracles that were done for him. Shekavsa loy haaretz, that the earth contracted and he got there so quickly. Vishin loy Rivka, and that Rivka happened upon him bitvilosoi through his prayer. Right? $67. Oh, okay. Last verse, very powerful. V'yivieha, and he brought her, Yitzchak brought her, Ayala to her. Ayala is to her tent, right? Sarah Imai, Sarah of his mother, to her tent. V'yikach is Rivka, and he took Rivka, Vatila Elisha, and she became for him a wife. V'yaveha, and he loved her. V'nachem Yitzchak achre Imai, and he was consoled Yitzchak after his mother. Right? His mother just passed away, right? So now he's consoled after the passing of his mother. Let's see Rashi over here in 67. Ayala Sarah Yimai, to the tent of Sarah's mother, and he brought her to her tent. Harehi Sarah Yimai, and behold, she was Sarah his mother.
How long ago was it from here that she passed? Like, is it what, a year or something?
No. Right after the incident, he buried her. No, it was could have been it could have been a matter of days even. Right? Took him one day to get there. He slept over one night only, and now he came back.
Okay.
Right? So, it could have been within the week maybe. Right? Or less even. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was anyways, whatever. It was a week later, days later, or a month later. It's not a year later. It doesn't seem to be relevant to the story because we don't know exactly. Okay. Yeah, so Ayala Saraimai. So it doesn't mean into the tent that of Sarah, that was Sarah. It says into the tent, Sarah, his mother. So that's what he's saying, so it means to say he brought her into the tent, and there's Sarah, his mother, right? What does that mean? Obviously, it wasn't literally Sarah, his mother, right? But what's it mean? Kaloimar, so Rashi continues. Nasis dugma Sarah imai. She became the image of Sarah, his mother. What does that mean? She calls man Sarah kayema. So whenever the whole time that Sarah was alive, hayaner doluk, there was a lamp that was lit continuously. Erev Shabbos, Erev Shabbos. Her Shabbos candles were lit from one Shabbos to the next Shabbos. Well, and there was blessing found in the dough, right? That there was miraculous blessing in her bread that she baked. And anan kosher, and the cloud was stationed over her tent. Mesa, but once she died, Paskas, all this stopped. But when Rivka came and returned, right into the tent, So all of these miracles that happened to his mother now happened to her.
And the candle stayed on.
That's a miracle, right?
Yeah.
That's how he knows that this is the right woman.
So it's
Right.
more like she entered the tent.
She
and
took
she
over
became
Sarah.
as-
She took over everything of Sarah. Right, exactly. All the mitzvahs of Sarah, she embodied now. After his mother, Derech Eretz, it's the way of the world, calls Machima Yishel Adam Kayemes, well, as long as a man's wife is alive, Baruch Karuchu Etzla, he's attached to her. Shemetza, when she died, Umitznachim Beishta, he's consoled through his wife. Fascinating. So you notice, first he married her, then he loved her. He didn't love her first and then marry her. Right? You know, Rashi doesn't even pick up on that. You know why? Why?
Maybe because it's normal.
Exactly. Very good. Exactly. It's normal. The verse isn't saying anything, right? In the world today, it's abnormal. But in Torah, it's normal. Right? How this love really comes after marriage. Right? You might be excited to marry the person, right? You might have puppy love before, but you don't have love. Right? Infatuation you have before marriage, but not love. Right? So we asked a question. Let's see. Said, well, let's ask our sister. We'll ask the maiden if she what she wants to do, right? If she wants to get married or not. That was verse 57, right? Remember we had that? We asked a question on that. So it comes up from Rashi that Lavan and his mother, they asked her not only when the wedding should be, but if she wants to get married, right? And more so, that's what it seemed, right? So it seems to be from Lavan and his mother that they didn't want the shidduch either. That's why she said, I'll go even if you don't want. But we could ask on this. That beforehand, Lavan and Besul were already okay with the shidduch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're already okay with the shidduch. They even said that this came from God. So how could we do bad or good, right? Here's Rivka before you, take her. Well, what happened all of a sudden? They changed their mind? Like, where's that come from? How's Rashi get that? Right. On the other hand, he's asking my question. There have been. If you have to ask a woman for her permission, why is it only now? Why didn't they ask it earlier? Right?
Exactly.
Clear?
Yes.
Clear.
So the simple explanation is they were first in agreement for the shidduch, yeah, as their words exemplifies, right? And therefore, initially, they didn't have to ask her because what did they say? This came from God. Obviously, this is a shidduch. Therefore, there was nothing to ask. And in that reference, God wants this, right? But when they came to the time of when the wedding is going to be, right? And they wanted to keep her there for a year or for 10 months, right? And Eliezer is holding back, right? Don't make me come late. Send me off with her, right? Against the custom that is accepted in the place, which is that you do this, that you wait a year. That is or at least 10 months. That's the accepted custom, right? So that made them, let's, he's against this, against the normalcy of what is done. Right. So this made them like inquire more of how this all came down. So they looked more into this, of this coming from God, and he didn't have any more what to say on the matter, right? So now it became a question in their eyes of the whole story. Now that they're looking to question, and they're questioning, well, how this thing came down, therefore they went back to the normalcy of what a shidduch is, which is you have to ask the girl if she wants. Now the whole question is, does it really come from God, or is this, just a good idea, and maybe, we have to go through the normal channels, when the normal channels is you ask the girl if she wants to get married. Got it?
Got it.
All right. Amazing. Okay. Tanya coming up.